To open or not to open? That certainly has been the question for Chicago's performing arts community over the last year and a half. Now, the umbrella group representing some of Chicago's most well-known theaters is announcing new COVID restrictions and safety measures as productions are set to fill up Chicago stages once again. So, what can theatergoers expect? Joining us to discuss the reopening of Chicago theaters and more are Brooke Flanagan, Executive Director at Steppenwolf Theater, Anthony Freud, General Director of Lyric Opera of Chicago, Daryl Brooks, Producing Managing Director at Black Ensemble Theater, and Marcella Munoz, Co-Artistic Director and Managing Director of Aguijón Theater. And we welcome all of you to Chicago tonight.
Thank you.
So, Brooke, it's good to have you all. Brooke, we'll start with you. The League of Chicago Theaters recently announced that the majority of its performance arts venues will require proof of vaccination and in some places proof of a negative test result. Tell us about what went into the decision at Steppenwolf.
Yeah, thanks, Karis, and thanks so much for shining a light back on arts and culture in Chicago. We were the first to close in the performing arts field, and we're among the last to open. And we have, in Chicago spirit, banded together over the past year and a half to find any way that we can to support the folks that make their living in the creative arts. We have 82,000 employees across our various disciplines. We're a $17.6 billion industry. And the reality is, as we all banded together, many of us with funding from philanthropists, from the federal government, to reopen arts and culture here in Chicago this fall, we knew that we needed to have a unified approach to keeping our audiences, artists, and staff safe. And so we were thrilled to make that announcement last week with a coalition of 70+ live performing arts organizations. And we're thrilled to be welcoming you all back to our homes over the months.
And as I understand, some of these mitigations will vary across the different theater companies. Anthony Freud, the Lyric will require proof of vaccination for all of its patrons. Tell us what went into that decision.
Well, given the size of the Opera House, we have more than 3,200 seats. Given the layout of the Opera House, in which social distancing is really not possible and there will be a certain amount of congestion, we felt that it was really important to be very clear and hopefully very reassuring. So yes, we are going to be inspecting proof of vaccination from audience members before they come into the Opera House. And unlike some of our colleague companies, we are actually not accepting negative tests as an alternative to proof of full vaccination.
And Anthony,
we will be asking our audiences to wear masks for the duration of their time in the Opera House.
And have you received any pushback from any patrons or theater goers?
We received a great deal of positive reaction, people who are very reassured and who are very pleased at the protocols that we put in place. Inevitably, there are some people who disagree, but ultimately, as we have done throughout the last 18 months, we put the health and well-being of our audiences, our staff, and our artists ahead of everything else.
All right, Marcella, Aguijón is a much smaller theater, obviously, than the Lyric Opera. What are the COVID mitigations that you decided on?
Likewise, we'll be requiring proof of vaccination. And I think one of the important things, too, is what we have seen during this pandemic is the incredible division to all over the country and the lack of information. So it was very important for us to be a part of this initiative to also not just inform our patrons and our artists where we stand on this, but also making sure that everybody has the same information and that we do stand united, as Brooke said, as a body, as an artistic body in the city. So we will also be requiring proof of vaccination for all of our patrons and of course our artists and workers. It was important for us to do so, again, because of our size. So, Anthony mentioned the size of the Lyric being so big, and then we have on the very other side of the spectrum, Aguijón, but for the same reason, because of our size, we are a small venue. We will have people sitting next to each other, and if the idea is to come back at full capacity or almost full capacity, we're still kind of back and forth on that, whether we will be going with a smaller audience or not, but it will be one way of, if not ensuring, because so much of this is not a sure thing, obviously, but to at least make sure that we're taking all of the necessary steps to keep our audiences and our artists as safe as possible.
And Daryl, as I understand, Black Ensemble Theater is a bit of an outlier here because you will not require proof of vaccination or negative test. So tell us about that, what went into your decision.
Well, we are taking our time coming back. Um, so we decided that, hey, signing on to say that we're going to require vaccinations off the bat is doesn't work for us. Not that we're against vaccinations or anything like that. We're just taking our time opening again. So when we do open, we require face mask, social distancing, no contact, ticketing, things like that. But we're also opening to a very small audience. We're talking about 20 to 25% of our capacity. So we're really, really taking it slow in the hopes that that we'll be able to open up to fuller capacity about spring or summer of next year, when this thing is kind of hopefully it's past us a little bit more, where those requirements might not be as stringent. So that's where we're taking it. That's where we're just going to take it slow.
And Daryl, I'll stay with you here. So 20 to 25% or 30% of capacity, does that mean the productions you do have to be smaller in scale just to make it economically feasible?
Absolutely. We are right now doing a one-person show series for a weekend, and that doesn't even start until October. So when I say we're taking it slow, we're taking it very, very slow. Also, in the meantime, since we have been trying to improve our virtual programming, with that, our staff is 99.9% vaccinated. Our actors that we're hiring are 99.9% vaccinated, also with daily COVID tests. So we are definitely making sure that everybody is safe that comes in here, along with very stringent contact tracing, making sure that we know who comes into the building, who's leaving the building, and making sure that everybody's very, very safe.
All right, Brooke, as we mentioned, the theater industry is kind of the last to reopen here. We've talked to so many other areas of the service and entertainment sectors, and it seems like everybody's having problem attracting workers back. Are you seeing that in theaters with actors and staff members, or are they all coming back and ready to go?
We, like many organizations, had to make some difficult choices at the beginning of the pandemic, which included furloughs and layoffs. And we're so grateful, again, with our philanthropic community and the Shuttered Venue Operator Grant and Paycheck Protection Program, that we're in a position to build back again. And people are excited to be back creating. It is a sacred art form. It is often one that is learned through apprenticeship. So the great fear that we've had in our industry is that a year and a half of forced closure might mean that folks might make other choices in their career path. And so we are thrilled that we have kept a large majority of our team intact, and are looking forward to welcoming the folks that are joining us in the months ahead as we ramp back to stage.
All right, I want to pick up on that point a little bit in part 2 of this conversation, but we're going to have to leave it here for now. We'll be joined again by our guests later in the program to discuss upcoming shows at these venues and more. But for now, our thanks to Brooke Flanagan, Anthony Freud, Daryl Brooks, and Marcella Munoz.